Tracy, did you have a sentence you think you could throw that into?
She drew her sword and entered the fray.
Perfect. All right. The goal is when we go into table topics, for you to use the word fray within your table topics. And with that, I'm going to go to the next level, the fun part here. We have a nice young man who has come on board to the club and has really turned heads with his ability to not only speak, but to educate us. Always enlightens us with a lot of new knowledge. Let us help welcome James Fullencamp.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for that wonderful introduction, and good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and certainly most welcome guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Last night, as I was looking through my questions, I said to myself, what's the theme for table topics going to be tomorrow morning? And it was just a bunch of random questions, and I thought about it, and I said, what is the one thing that all these questions have in common? And that is revelation. So I hope that as I ask these questions, we all get to learn a little more from a personal level about that particular person answering the question. In fact, they say there are 7 wonders in the world. David Scott, in your opinion, what are the 3 wonders of the world?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, for that interesting question. The 3 wonders of the world to me would be, first, our Creator. Second, is our ability to love in spite of the fray that we exist in every day. Third would just be a sunrise, like this morning. I believe the hope of a sunrise, the hope that comes with a sunrise every day, with the knowledge that there's something greater than ourselves. With the idea that I was created with the ability to love, that gets me through life. Those are the 3 wonders to me.
In life, we all go through a journey. We meet folks. We date different people. So what I would like to know, CW, what was your strangest date ever?
My strangest date ever was at San Jose State. And I was fixed up with really a lovely girl. She was a wonderful girl. But she had the nickname Too Tall because she was taller than I was. And that was fine with me. But I did get teased quite a bit, which was unfortunate and unfair, I guess, but I went along with it. She was an awful lot of fun. She was also very smart. And I wish I could tell you something weird that happened, but it didn't. She was just herself all the time. And I think one of the things that was good about her, she stood up tall. She didn't slouch. In those days, I think the athletes, they like these little gals that you kind of put in their pocket and kind of look in once in a while to see how they're doing. I remember some of the basketball players who might be 6'8", and we would date somebody 4'9", maybe a little taller. But she had style and she had class and she had some dignity. And I was the better for having known her.
Yesterday I was in the car listening to the radio and I heard the song and I was dancing to it. And then I realized that's a horrible song. But there was one interesting thing that they said at the end, and that is, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Brittany, up to this point in your life, have you lived your life to the fullest?
like to take it moment by moment, and that there are times, like all of us have experienced, that our ego, what's happening around us, kind of gets to us, and maybe we fall into negative attitudes or negative thought processes. But having goals definitely helps to lead your life in the direction that you want it to go in. So my dad's a pilot, and he's always told me, make a checklist, check it twice, know where you want to go. If you don't have a destination, you're going to be flying around until you run out of gas and then crash. So using that in life, it's helped me. Yeah, I feel like I'm heading in the direction that I want to go. I feel like I'm living life to the fullest on the large scale. But yes, day to day, there's still an opportunity for growth, in that I'm human. I'm caught up in different internal frays going on in my life at different times. So there's always an opportunity to live more in the moment, live more for the future, and follow what I know is best.
Sylvia, which is more important, intelligence or common sense?
Gee, that creates a fray in itself.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I would have to go with common sense, but to me common sense has a lot to do with intelligence. It's a different kind of intelligence that too often we don't pay attention to. I remember as a child, my grandmother used to call it mother wit. And when she would talk about someone having mother wit, it really meant having that kind of intelligence that we think of as common sense. It was something that there were people who she said had mother wit, who could just kind of know what was going on. And as a child, they would kind of know what was going on with you, whether you admitted to it or not. You know, if you had done something that was bad in the child's eye, some of these women in the neighborhood could just look at you and say good morning to you and know that there was something you were not telling the truth about. And to me, that was someone with mother wit. So, in the ordinary scheme of things in life, as much as we study and prepare for everything, as many courses as I've taken in so many different areas, I really hope that someone will believe for me that I also have got some mother wit.
Lori, would you rather live for a week in the past or the future?
I would definitely like to live in the future. I would like to, I have a lot of dreams and goals too that I've already set out, and if I went back into the past, it would throw me in a fray. And I think living in the future would be more fun, and I would already be where I want to be and comfortable in my surroundings, and not have to worry about anything. I think the fear would be I wouldn't have any fear. I would just be happy, content.
Matt. Matt. I've had a lot of girls say a lot of things to me. Some good, some bad. But for you, what's the best thing a girl has ever said to you?
But one of the things that stands out that I remember was I was in Canada playing a baseball tournament, and I was walking through the mall, and this girl stopped me, and she said I had really nice calves. You know what? Exactly. I know like our calves is something that we like in Canada. I didn't understand what the comment was about. That was strange. Nice.
You're going to read between the lines, obviously.
I think I've gotten nice hair.
That means something completely different.
But usually when it's shorter, it's a little too long. I got nice shoulders once. Someone had asked if I was a swimmer, and I didn't understand that either. I don't swim. Jeez. You know, James, it's a great question, because I guess in a nutshell what I'm realizing is that I don't take compliments very well. I only remember the things that are very odd. Anything that's ever said about me that's been nice, I probably just don't think about, because I try to embody that every day. So. Actually, this is kind of interesting. Well, I was in Las Vegas, and I got caught in the fray of women who were out on a bachelorette party. And it was kind of frightening, because it turns out I had to go retrieve my shirt later in the club somewhere. And it was uncomfortable.
Lucille, would you like to give it a shot? Okay. Is it more fun to be a parent or a child?
Fun? A child. Absolutely. It is not an easy or fun thing to be a parent. You're always on the dive trying to figure out what these kids are doing and what drives them to do what they do. And it's just a full-time job.
Leonard. Hi, mate.
Today.
I'd like to pick up right where we left off. Last time you were here, you came very close to going out and representing our club at one of the competitions. And had you done so, here's the question that you would have gotten in the Table Topics contest. What can we learn from the Japanese people should a disaster of that magnitude happen here?
I'm going to just jump into the fray here and make a comment. I think the thing that really strikes me about the disaster is the sense of readiness, and that we never really know what's going to happen day by day. And if we can only just be ready each moment, and to go back to one of your early phrases, that everyone dies, but not everyone lives. So we're really asked to live our life today, each moment. And that's the one thought that really comes to my mind. So if there was a disaster, are we ready? Or if there's a sunrise, are we ready? Are we ready for whatever appears in our life? And I just want to add, when I was in Australia, I just came back from Australia, I swam with the dolphins. And I had to be ready to swim with the dolphins. And I want you to imagine, we were in a boat, and as we dived off the boat with a snorkel and mask, we had to pull ourselves to the bow of the ship with a rope, and we'd have to, as we breathed out, we'd say, woo, woo, woo. As the skipper said, the dolphins were not there to entertain us, we were there to entertain the dolphins. And so as we were swimming and saying, woo, 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 the dolphins would be going underneath and around and jumping around. It was really quite an exhilarating experience. And I thought, well, if I wasn't ready at that time, I wouldn't be ready to see the dolphins. I wouldn't be ready to be swimming with the dolphins. So the message to me is, be ready, because who knows what the hell's going to happen today. Be ready. And I've already said, beware the fray.
Dr. Shapiro, I'm sure you have met a lot of interesting people throughout your life, but if you could trade lives with one person alive today, who would that person be?
I could trade my life with one person in the world today. But I can't get out of my mind that whatever sound Leonard was making, he must have been very entertaining to the audience. I would say I would like to trade my life. Well, I wouldn't want to trade my life, but with anybody, because I enjoy my life. But if I had to choose somebody, I would probably choose somebody in the 15th century. Some type of warrior or knight or something exciting. Because action is what makes life interesting. So I wouldn't want to just sit around the hut and shovel manure or hay or something like that. I like to ride the countryside and do something that stand for something that has a cause, like a fray. And make life interesting. And throughout time, there are many individuals that have sat on the sidelines and dreamed wonderful dreams. The dreams are only exciting if you can put them into action. And the more action that you can imbibe into life, the more fulfilling life can be. So I think I would pick some character that was involved in a lot of action so that I could enhance my experience in life.
Last one. Nancy. Yes, you. If California didn't have an ocean, would you still live here?
No. Nice to live here. No. I'm only kidding again. Hi, everybody. I'm Nancy. I haven't been here in a long time. And before I answer that question, I just want to say, let me back up. I'm very happy to be here. Terry always inspired me, and I miss him. And just seeing you sit there brings back a lot of good feelings. And I'm also inspired by your wonderful answers. And I came to California from New York because I fell in love. So whether it had the ocean or not, I probably still would have come, and I'm very happy to be with that person still. But I did grow up on the ocean and love being around water, and I love now, after 13 years, love living in California. And thanks for calling on me. Oops, sorry. So I can say a special hello to everybody.
Excellent.
I forgot to say Frank.
Well, you just did. Can we get a timer's report, please? Vice President of Education, right? So everybody qualifies. Vote for anybody that participated in table topics. I give you back our Toastmasters for today, Kobe.
It appears we are all on not letting people introduce their tasks keeps them on skill, right? All right. Well, now everybody, if you can take a second to vote for who you felt had the best table topics. We'll give you a second to put it down on the ballots.